All right, so you remember yesterday we were looking at this film, Wings, gorgeous film, gorgeously shot, 1927, won the first Academy Award. I'm not sure if that Academy Award I think that would have been 1928, but I'm not sure how they did it back then. So here we go. Beautiful film. A lot of people point to a kiss in this film as the first gay kiss because of the seemingly romantic nature of the scene. And so we looked at that. We used AI mode and our own cognition. It is thinking with AI. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. I'm not sure why people are so up in arms about this. If I was to say thinking with a search engine, would people get upset? You know, oh, I'm using a search engine and I'm thinking through some problems and I'm looking at some dot. Would people get upset? But they get upset sometimes about thinking with AI. But enough of that rant. We thought with AI. We used our own brain and we used AI to explore some things, to prompt us with some possibilities. And one of the things that we came away with was that, look, the social norms of the time might have been very different. And this might have been read very different at the time. We also looked and saw that, look, there are other films that precede this. There are other kisses later on that are more intentionally romantic, like same-sex romantic, right? So that's all well and good. But I wanted to show you a cool thing that happened is after I posted it, I got this response. My father-in-law, so I posted the video from yesterday. My father-in-law, William A. Wellman, wrote and directed Wings. It won an Oscar at the very first Academy Awards. Now I'll have to pull out my copy and look again. This is the daughter-in-law. This is the daughter-in-law of William Wellman. Just think about this here. I initially said, hey, that timeline is wild. And I think the daughter-in-law might have thought, oh, well, this, I'm saying it can't be true. I'm not saying it's obviously true. This is the daughter-in-law of William Wellman, but it is wild that I'm sitting here in 2025 using a 1927, 100-year-old film to talk about artificial intelligence. I'm using a 100-year-old silent film to talk about artificial intelligence. And exploring some, possible ideas about, whether there was something gay about a kiss, and I talked to a person who says, no, hey, that's my father-in-law, Bill. And it gets better too because what happens after that is the daughter-in-law does talk about it and says, look, while the gay kiss question is interesting, I think the context here needs to be the extremely closely bonded brotherhood of Bill Sr.'s time as a flyer in World War I, something perhaps modern views can't understand or identify with, which I don't know. It's just, I wish I could tell all you kids, all you kids out there, as the old man of the internet, this kind of used to be more what the internet was for a while, right? You would go and you would post, something, and someone would be like, oh, actually, I'm the curator of the Southeast Asian collection of art on arches, and I actually have an answer for you on why that arch looks the way it is, and then you'd have this conversation, or someone that was involved with a historical incident would come and give their perspective of the first show that the Pixies ever played at, and or actually Pixies, you don't say the Pixies if you're a real big fan, the first show that Pixies ever played at, and give you like a first person account of that. It just used to happen more with social media. It doesn't happen so much now. But this is an interesting little piece here. I don't think I'm going to fire up the AI mode today at all for this one. I just want this to be an addendum. I think it tells me that I think you could turn this into. She also says that that her brother has written books on her dad's life, so there's probably a book reference here somewhere. Um, so I don't know. It tells me that there might be something here um, for an exercise. Probably not in high school, given the current climate. I just don't think that. I think we've lost a lot of our national maturity to discuss issues like this. But something maybe at a first year college level or something like that. Again, talking, I think, as just an example of how things look very different when we bring our modern sensibilities to something, and also look very different when we bring our sensibilities that maybe where many people in this culture have lost the idea of sort of the brotherhood of war back in the day, which would now be could be the sisterhood, brotherhood, whatever. But I think also like a bit of a loss there too of the perspective of what that might be. So anyway, no AI in AI mode today. I just want to talk about this. So yeah, talk to you tomorrow.